really special, right?
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, I've sat next to him every day in the meetings, and we just sit there and it's just a cool thing to be able to go out in my last game and play in the Rose Bowl with my little brother, somebody that I've watched this game with my whole life with, and we dreamed about stuff like this and playing in the big moments, playing on the big stages, and it's just super crazy to see my jersey with the patch on it and just know that this is actually really going to happen in a couple of days. But at the same time, you have to understand it's a business trip, and no matter how it plays out, it's still a game at the end of the day, and the team is here for a reason as well. So Wisconsin's a very good team, and we look forward to the challenges that they bring.
I got one more question for you, man. Being able to play in such a big game, crowd-wise, the noise and things like that, does that excite you knowing that this will be the biggest crowd that you've ever played in front of?
I mean, playing in Austin Stadium is probably one of the loudest places I've ever played in my life. You can't match that. Autzen is one of the best places. So to be able to come to the Rose Bowl and play here in front of a big crowd is probably going to be hopefully the same type of atmosphere. And I really look forward to it because, like you said, it's probably one of the biggest crowds I've ever played in front of in my career. So I really look forward to it, and I'm just taking it all in one day at a time, and one moment at a time. I'm just trying to be where my feet are and just enjoy every moment.
Appreciate you, man.
Of course.
Some of the conversations you guys are having with each other, and then Arroyo's last game as a Duck as well. So has he been kind of chiming in on that?
No, I mean, some of the seniors, we've been talking this whole season about like some of the stuff that we've been doing. I mean, winning all the games at home was kind of a big deal for us because in the off-season workouts we talked about having a home field advantage and being really good at Austin Stadium. So to be undefeated at home was big for us. To go on the road and win the big games that we had to win on the road meant a lot to us. And now that we're here, we talk about it a little bit, but we're kind of focused on the 1-0 goal that we always are each week. And Coach Arroyo, I mean, he's been totally bought in for us. I mean, he's been a Duck through and through this whole time, this whole bowl prep, and I really respect that, and I really enjoy him being here, and I thank him for coming back and coaching his last game because it does mean a lot because he does deserve it because he's been with us this whole season, and I think he has a great scheme coming up, and we're really excited for what he has to put on.
What are some of those emotions going through? Okay, I'm putting on my pads the last time.
Yeah, yesterday was the last time I had a full padded practice, so it was kind of surreal just to know that was the last time I put on that white practice jersey with pads underneath it, and it was kind of cool. But this whole year has kind of been the last time, so to speak, moments, and I've enjoyed every one of them. And I think at 6 o'clock on January 1st, when it's all said and done, and I'm no longer a Oregon Duck, so to speak. But it'll hit me a little bit harder. But I mean, once a Duck, always a Duck, as everybody says. And you really mean that because it doesn't matter whether you graduated back in 02 or whether you graduated back in 95, whether you graduated back in 68. I mean, you're always a Duck, and you always continue to be a Duck. And I think the fan base and the alumni do a great job of making sure people remember that. And I'm just super fortunate and blessed to be a part of a great organization in such a great city and such a great university.
Can you give a little update on your injury status? I know you were wearing like a little sleeve on your knee and then your thumb as well.
My thumb is doing great. I mean, my thumb is doing a really good process. My knee was bothering me. That's just because I'm an old man. I mean, I'm 23, been playing the game for 4 years, but just little nicks and dings here and there. Nothing major, nothing crazy. So Scott been playing the Granddaddy of Them All, that's for sure. And then I played the whole season with a broken thumb and a big club on. So if you think anything's gonna stop me, you're crazy. So I'll be out there playing. Don't worry about it.
So how do you contain Jonathan Taylor?
You really can't try to contain Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's going to get his. He's a great running back, back-to-back Doak Walker Award winner. So you can't try to contain him. You got to try to just limit to what he can do. And I mean, he's a great running back. I mean, you have to just play within the side of the scheme that Coach Avalos gives us, and hopefully everything we check all the boxes off that we can check off. And at the end of the day, we do what we need to do to win this game. Thanks.
How much family do you have coming?
Not much. I have 6 tickets of mine, 6 tickets from Travis, so it's 12 total. So 12 people from the family coming. So my main group of family and some friends, and my girlfriend, my brother and his girlfriend, my other brother and his girlfriend. So one of my brothers is still back in Eugene. He couldn't get some time off of work, so he had to work. So he'll be watching on TV. But yeah, my little sister's coming. My aunt's coming. I mean, there's a lot of people that I really love that who've come to a lot of games, and I really look forward to playing in front of them in Southern California for the last time.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
The game speaks for itself. Y'all just gonna see what he's gonna do.
You touched on it a little bit right at the beginning, but that moment that you had with your brother?
And me and Nephi, we just always through high school, just always been together for football. It's always just me and him against everybody, just trying to put the world together. And to be playing against him, it was kind of weird. Like I didn't know how to feel, and it was my first time, like us being on opposite ends. And I mean, I wish we was on the same end, but at the end of the day, everybody got their own story, everybody got their own path. So it's all love.
What was love for sure? What was going through your brain at that time? Was it like happiness for yourself, sadness for him, just like a kind of a brotherly love? Like what was that emotion?
Man, mixed. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to say mixed because obviously I won, but he lost, so I'm just like, it's sad, just like you said. But then at the end of the day, brothers and brothers, so it's that love I was talking about, and that's the emotion, just love.
So, whoa, I got a problem here.
You
You have a New Year's resolution for 2020 you can share with me?
New Year's resolution, I think it's got to be more dominant for football. Try to be the most dominant player on the field, and just trying to work on myself, and that's about it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
How emotional is it for you knowing you're finally here? I mean, it's been weeks since the last time you get to play a football game, man.
Oh yeah, it's been too long since we played the game, and to be able to play in the Rose Bowl, man. Growing up, me and my family, we just all watched it growing up, being on an island and stuff. So being able to play in it, I can't even say it. Like there's no words that can describe how I'm feeling right now. Like it's a dream come true.
So it's a big deal. What's it like with your family? What are they telling you about it?
Man, you here, make the most of it. You know what I mean? You don't get this every day, and cherish the moment.
Do you have any people that are coming through, family, loved ones?
Yeah, I got mom, dad, brother, his girlfriend, and my cousin.
Knowing that most of your teammates, especially on the line, are all going to be gone and this is their last game, is there even more of an incentive because of that you want to win and make sure that they go out on a high note?
You said it right there. Trying to set these seniors out on a great note, and for this to be our last opportunity to play together, I'm going to make the most of it. I love each and every one of these seniors, and I will do anything for them. Like, these are my brothers for life, so being able to do one more time with them, man, it's going to be a good one.
I know that you guys have some awesome crowds out there at Autzen Stadium, but I can't imagine you've played in a game that'll be bigger than this crowd-wise and the amount of noise that could be in that building. Does that excite you, knowing that you're going to play in front of, close to 100,000 people?
You say 100,000?
Like 90,000.
90? Yeah, that tops the list for sure for how the biggest crowd. But shoot, at the end of the day, come on in between the lines, it's just us against Wisconsin. So just, I guess they'll be loud, but I'll focus on Wisconsin. It'll be fun. Yeah, appreciate it.
I don't know if they're going to do it here, but there's a shout at the Rose Bowl with 90,000. What kind of atmosphere is that going to be like?
You for sure see 35 do this thing over there with the shout, and everybody will be hyped. Because it's the last one, especially with these seniors and stuff. So we gonna have fun. Yes, sir. No.
You got a question?
Penei Sewell.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's not bad.
I want to talk a little bit about our offensive line, especially the left side.
No,
especially.
Man, that left side, man, I don't know, there's something different to him. That left guard is something different. Makes that left tackle look amazing, and just makes that left tackle's job way easier. Yeah.
Penei, when you came to Oregon, guys that are now seniors, that's great.
All right, let's see if we can get back on your sticks for the next one. Yeah, go for it.
Man, it's just great people. And just like you said, they've been through Oregon, and now to see that they're here in the Rose Bowl playing in this game, it shows that how they care who they are and how great little brothers they are.
Yeah, because I'd like to get Justin, but we also have stuff with Justin already.
Right.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of people. I'd like to get Brady Breeze. Where's he at?
Those guys mucking it up over there.
Should I put this somewhere?
Yeah, let's just go ahead.
Okay, where should I put this?
Really, that's how I live my life, just living in the house. So just still learning from the seniors. See how they play the games, how they do say the game.
Brady, can we steal you for a minute, man?
Yeah, no problem.
Orlando, KGW report. It's pretty dope to see a local guy be able to represent Oregon. What's it been like for you to represent the state and the city and be on this stage?
I mean, it's been a blessing, you know, coming from Southern Oregon, moving up to Lake Oswego. I mean, it's just been awesome to be able to represent, you know, all my friends and stuff back in high school, represent my family. I mean, I know how much it means to me to, you know, when I was a kid watching the Ducks play in the Rose Bowl and now to be in the Rose Bowl and, you know, represent Oregon and represent the University of Oregon as well. I mean, it's just going to be fun, and I'm excited. I'm excited to show what we can do.
It seems like this game just has a different vibe for anybody who grew up on the West Coast. What was it like for you growing up and seeing this game? What did it mean to you?
Oh, man, it meant the world. Like, I went to the 2010 Rose Bowl, watched them play Ohio State. I was in Pasadena for the 2012 Rose Bowl when they played Wisconsin, and then I went to the 2015 Rose Bowl versus Florida State. So I've been a diehard Duck fan, you know. So this means, I mean, the absolute world to me, and you know, I can't wait to see what happens, and I can't wait to, you know, take in all the memories. Look up in the old section that we used to sit in, the Rose Bowl. I mean, it's just going to be, you know, a dream come true, and I'm so excited.
How would you describe the atmosphere for something like this? Because I mean, Autzen is dope, but this is kind of on a grander scale in terms of the amount of people that will be in the seats.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be indescribable. And we've had some amazing games at Autzen, but you know, this is Granddaddy of Them All, and this is, you know, what you dream and pray about as a kid. And I'm just going to take it all in. You know, take a little 360 around the stadium. You know, when I get in after we run out the tunnel, and just, you know, take it all in. You know, give a thank you prayer and get after it. So.
What's the family situation like? Do you have a few people coming?
Oh yeah, we have about 20-something people coming. Yeah. So as many people that, you know, could afford coming down here, they're trying to come down, or if they didn't have work and they could get off work, I mean, they're coming down. So I mean, we got a whole wave of Breezes, Codas, I mean, White, Stephenless. You know, we got the whole crew coming down. So.
Dude, so how do you handle the ticket situation? Is everybody on their own, or are you able to help anybody out?
So I only got 6 tickets, so I gave them all to like the Breezes and stuff, because I have 6 family members coming down that are Breezes, and then the rest of them, I mean, they're kind of on their own, but you know, they figured out some good cheap tickets, and you know, it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
To have a tradition, a history within the family of playing in this game, how cool is that?
Oh yeah, that just makes it that much more sweet. I mean, watching my uncle's old VHS clip that he had, you know, growing up as a kid, I mean, I was always like, dude, I need to play in the Rose Bowl. I got to do whatever I can to play in the Rose Bowl. And now I get the chance, and you know, watching that 2015 team play, I mean, it's just been awesome, man. And, you know, I'm so excited.
Appreciate you. I know you got to answer a lot of these.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Brady.
Yeah.
Ready for the talk?
Let's jump.
Okay.
just been honestly being people. That's what we're
student athlete?
Well, I think it's to the point where when a coach or a school allows you, to slack or not give it your best or not go 100%, they're kind of cheating you. Coach Cristobal talks about all the time that if he were to let us, take days off, not go hard, it'd be a disservice.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
What's up, Kayvon? My name's Orlando. I'm with the NBC affiliate in Portland. Just growing up, being from the West Coast, it just seems like it hits different. The Rose Bowl. What is it like for you? Can you just describe what the Rose Bowl meant to you growing up here in California?
I mean, the Rose Bowl has always been a big deal. I've never been to a Rose Bowl game, but I've been to a UCLA game, in the Rose Bowl, and it's a big stadium. It's, the opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, I'm excited. It means more to me now than it did, when I was a kid, because I wasn't really, in tune to the greatness of it. But I mean, I'm nothing but excited now.
What has this ride been like you in your freshman year to be able to set these really high expectations and ultimately achieve them so early on?
I mean, it's been a blessing. We go to work every day, and we actually, put the work in. So I'm happy that we've been able to accomplish, a lot of things, and I can only hope that we keep going.
You have so many seniors on this team that went through a lot of ups and downs within Oregon. Does that add a little bit more for you, a little more motivation to want to win that last game for them, knowing that this is their final game as a Duck?
I mean, we're trying to leave their legacy off, right? So that's been the whole goal. We preach about being 1-0, and God willing, we'll be 1-0 come Wednesday.
Appreciate you. Hey, man, Julian Minnesota with ABC English. You talked about going to
Yeah, we have 10 minutes.
favorite uniform combo this season?
Nike does an unbelievable job with the unis. Everyone thinks that I make the uniforms and that I choose the uniform. I want to make it real clear, I don't, okay? Nike does the best job in America. No one has what we have. And then the players get together and figure out the combinations with, the consulting of Nike and our people, our professionals. So if I had a uniform combination, I'm the wrong person to ask. That's why I eliminate myself from the equation and choose uniforms, because I'm the most boring dresser of all time. All right, I'm not even going to get into how boring I am dressing. So, but I just want to take myself out of that equation, so I'm not involved in the discussion.
How much does your wife help you with deciding
what to wear? I mean, there's about 26 Oregon polos sitting in different colors in my dresser, and then 3 different color pants. So she's out of the equation. I don't think she's ever seen me for a day where I'm not wearing some kind of O. Green, yellow, white, gray. Is that bad? It's bad, huh? It's awesome. Let's go Ducks.
Coach, for a lot of your career, maybe some people have doubted you even getting this job. Some people may have been questioning the players fought for you. What do you think you've proven, and have you proved it out, or going to continue to prove it out?
Well, I don't know. I never based my life on doubters. I mean, my parents came over from Cuba and had to work 2 jobs and learned the language at night. Never saw them, just so they could teach my brother and I to work as hard as humanly possible. To never play football, to earn a scholarship to go play and win a couple national titles, and we never had anything handed to us. We just grinded and worked. We, together with a couple of the staff members here, we took over the worst situation Division I football, made it a conference champion. So when this thing, learned more than Nick Saban, and never thought of it as an I thing, always a we thing. So in terms of doubters and noise, I couldn't even comment on that, because it's just not part of the process. We get up at 4:15 and we go. And we go as hard as we can, to the very best of our abilities, to do the very best by our people. As servants, we serve our guys as best we can to make them the best future fathers and husbands they could possibly be, and have absolutely zero concern about anything else. And it's resulted in our highest graduation rate, our highest GPA, and a really big silver trophy downstairs that calls us conference champions. So I'm good with that. Thank you.
coach, you mentioned where you've come from, your heritage. How cool or unique is it to have a coaching staff with a similar Hispanic, Latino background?
We have a couple guys. I wish a couple more of them spoke Spanish so I could continue practicing my Spanish. My mom, every time she hears me speak, thinks I'm butchering the language now. But I think what's great about our place is we don't look at backgrounds, ethnicities, skin color, none of that. We hire the best people for the job, and I think that's important. That way everyone's given a fair opportunity, and you always look for the ones that are going to impact your players and the program in the best manner possible. And we've been very fortunate in the hires that we have made that we've been hitting home runs, and we got to continue doing that because you really can't think that a single hire is not important. Everyone has an impact. Everybody in some way, shape, or form affects people in our organization, and we want to make sure we continue along those lines. But yeah, Coach Mirabal right now is the only one I can have a legitimate Spanish conversation with.
I got to get Coach to the Big Ten Network up there. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you, man. Good to see you again.
Yes.
Being us. Could have been, but here we are, and I think this is a great opportunity in the Rose Bowl. And, this is something that I've always dreamed about playing in, and I know it's something that we worked really hard to be here for.
Lastly, I guess, do you have a Rose Bowl memory of just watching on TV and anything that sticks out to you?
Yeah, one of them actually is I think late in the game with. I can't remember what year it is, but it was Darren Thomas and DeAnthony Thomas. Wisconsin fumbled late in the game, and Chip Kelly was on the sideline. You could see him jumping up and down, pointing at the ball, and it's a view from the TV that I remember watching, and I thought it was really funny.
You were a Ducks fan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Right here. So all you're gonna do is say, "Hey, my name's Justin."
He had this snowplow, man. That's the funniest story ever. He had this snowplow from like 1980s. It was hand operated, but it was a great snowplow, and he was so old. So I remember we rented a new snowplow, and he did not like it, man, because it snows a lot in Yakima. So he'd always want his driveway plowed 3 times. Even when it was snowing, he'd be out there plowing. I'm like, Grandpa, why are you plowing the driveway? It's still snowing. Oh, you got to do it. And that's the first thing he always taught me, man, is if you're going to do something, you do it 100% right. So I'd go out and weed, and I was young, and I didn't know what I was doing. So he'd come out and take a look, and he's like, this isn't right. So he'd make me go back and do it until it was perfect. The way he wanted. It was perfection. It was always perfection. And he'd always tell me, man, if you're going to do something, you do it 100% of your effort, and you do it the best of your ability, or don't do it at all. So I think that I've really used that skill really in my game and the way I practice, man. If I'm going to do this, if I was going to stay another year like I chose last year, I need to put all my heart into it and do it to my best ability.
So what age did you start playing football, and what age is your mom remarried?
So my mom was remarried when I was in 5th grade.
So you were about,
I don't know. Yeah, I was young, man. I started playing football in 8th grade. So,
and I guess just kind of what's it like this is it.
Yeah.
You've had this long career, and now you're here.
There's no reason for this game, to leave anything out on the field, man, because I got nothing else left. You know what I mean? With the University of Oregon, I have nothing else left to hold back on. I got to give everything I owe, and I think my teammates expect that of me, and I expect that of them. So this is what I've worked for my entire life, man. This is it.
And your grandpa's name, can you spell that?
Zigmund, Z-I-G-M-U-N-D, Molluski, M-E-L-U-S-K-E-Y.
And your stepdad and your mom's name?
My stepdad is Mike, M-I-K-E, Molluski, M-E-L-U-S-K-E-Y, and my mom is Christy, C-H-R-I-S-T-Y, Molluski, M-E-L-U-S-K-E-Y.
Thank you, Shane.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey Shane,
How you guys doing, man?
My name's Orlando. I'm with the NBC in Portland.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off of what you were saying, hey, appreciate you, bro.
Cheers, man.
To leave it all out there, that last time, how do you hold back that emotion? How do you handle the emotions of knowing this is it for you?
You know, I think the 3 steps that we really focus on in this program is being physically ready, mentally ready, and spiritually ready. You know, physically, we got to practice the hardest we can. And I think this is the best we can practice we've had. We're ready physically for this game. The next steps in this game is mentally preparation. So you play the game in your head. So when you go out on the field, you've already gone through every single situation 10 times. So you're ready for anything. And spiritually, man, you got to make sure that you have no outside, forces trying to distract you from this football game, man. And having all of your, your mindset, your spiritual is on this football game.
Now, I mean, the anticipation of the game, like it's been 3 weeks since he played a game. How's it feel to finally play one?
It's been good, man. We've been practicing hard the last 3 weeks, really. We've had about a week off, but any day we weren't having off, we were practicing hard and getting our body, keeping in that physical shape. It's been in all season, so there's been really no let off, man. And we've played, we played one-on-ones, best on best in practice, so we're ready. We've been ready.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
You should have made this thing out. There's no way.